stitches, no nothing. He had a little scratch right here and a little scratch right there. And I'll never forget, his name was Peter Baum. And he said, your son might not make it through the night. And I said, if you take him off all those drugs, he'll wake up. You know, because I thought it was all law. Because you can't see it. You can't feel it. You can't look at it. You know what I mean?
You know, things were just going great. I mean, you know, Kirk was, you know, smart and athletic. And then, you know, you get the call that night that every parent hopes they never get, that our situation was a little different, that our son was a victim of a violent crime. 2 4-time convicted felons came into a fraternity party and became violent. Kirk was out in the front yard. They were trying to get him out. And then next thing we hear, he's been stabbed in the head and get a call that he's not expected to live. You know, Kirk has never quit improving, and we have never quit working on him. So I think a lot of times these physicians will say, oh, you're going to gain about all you're going to gain after the first year, and that is just absolutely not true.
I was riding with 2 friends. Mm-hmm. We stopped about a quarter of a mile from where I had the accident, and I asked if they would mind if I rode in the very back of the 3 of us. And they said, that would be fine. One of the other fellows, he said, well, I really like riding back there, but if you want to, okay. So when we headed out, I was the 3rd person. We hadn't gone 2 miles. Beautiful January day, actually. And a goat jumped out of a ditch in front of me. I never had an opportunity to hit the brakes. They didn't know that I'd had an accident, and they rode on without me. They stopped, and they waited for me to catch up. When I didn't, they came back, and they found me unconscious on one side of the road. My friend said he raised up my face shield, and I opened my eyes and looked at him and said, well, James, what are you doing here? And he said, Fred, there's been an accident. I said, was anybody hurt? Of course, I've told this story and relived it so many times. Yeah. I actually didn't remember it, but after talking with my friends and
sure, that they'll tell you.
Well, I know Fred had a helmet on with his accident. What happened with you?
I worked for a law enforcement agency who came in to blow a hole in a dam to allow fish passage upstream to spawn. My duties that day were to keep the public from getting too close to the blast site. Some of us were on foot, some on ATVs, some on boats. My patrol included both foot and ATV patrol. The agency made a decision that day for us to wear blaze orange ball caps in lieu of helmets, so that the state police helicopter pilots above could differentiate us from the public.
Yeah, kind of see who was there and who were.
The short of it is, I flipped the ATV during the day, and since I didn't have a helmet on, I got knocked out. The ATV landed on my head, cracked my skull all the way around, broke my jaws, and then I got meningitis.
Okay.
Knowing evidence, is call 1745, knowing 1745.
So, Jake, tell me, when I'm your job coach, am I standing over you like, no, Jake, you can't do that, Jake?
Oh yeah, you got the whip. No, you just right. You just there and you.
And we generally do interfere a little bit more at the beginning to make sure that things are going smoothly.
Which is
an example is Jake had a hard time remembering where to go to get the cleaning materials in the kitchen, right?
Yeah.
So I usually had to help him with that part, but the rest of the part he usually did just fine by himself.
I had a traumatic brain injury in a wreck that I had in 2000, December 19th of 2000. And after that, I've had to pretty much relearn to do everything, and this pretty much helps me in job skills and stuff like that. It helps me doing this all the time. It really does help me. And just training and stuff like that gets me in the routine basis and everything. I really didn't want somebody. I really didn't want somebody. I really didn't feel like I needed somebody. But I did need somebody, and I'm really glad that I had somebody.
But we'll start by just talking about what everybody's individual goals are for this year in general, whether it relates to an injury or not. Kirk, do you have anything you'd like to do this year?
Speech class, but 3 hours a week, I mean.
Okay, that's good. So you want to keep doing that? Is that what you're doing now?
Yeah,
and you want
yeah.
to keep that up?
Yeah. And, I mean, YMCA, working downtown, I mean.
That's good. So you want to keep working? Maybe you can get a little promotion?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, work for that. Good.
Yeah, buddy.
That's great. Okay, everybody seems to have their eye on the prize. That's good. Kathy, do you have any goals for this year?
You know, I just think every year you just have to continue working hard in this journey, and you can't give up. You know, we had our own 9/11 journey that started in 2004. It was an unplanned journey, but you know, we're just trying to rebuild the best life we can, and you know, Kirk's injuries were substantial. We were told he wasn't going to live, and Kirk's worked through just, you know, grueling physical, occupational, physical, and cognitive therapy, but you know, he's never complained, and he continues to improve to this day.
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.